In a tranquil village nestled beside a serene pond, there lived a young girl named May. May was known far and wide for her gentle spirit and the kindness she showed to all living beings. Her days were filled with tending to the village garden, where she cultivated a stunning array of flowers, but it was the lotus flower that held a special place in her heart. May often visited the village's small Buddhist temple, where the monks would gather to meditate and share teachings of the Buddha. She had heard many stories about the significance of the lotus flower in Buddhism. Intrigued by these tales, she decided to seek a deeper understanding of this sacred flower and its connection to the Buddha's teachings. When she reached the pond, she was greeted by the breathtaking sight of countless lotus flowers, their radiant petals gleaming in various shades of pink and white. May knelt by the water's edge and observed the lotus flowers. Their roots were buried deep in the mud beneath the surface, while their stems reached upward, through the water, toward the open sky. The lotus flowers themselves floated gracefully upon the water's surface, pristine and untouched by the mud from which they had emerged. As May sat by the pond, she began to ponder the symbolism of the lotus in Buddhism. She knew that, much like the lotus, the Buddha had emerged from the muck and mire of worldly suffering to attain enlightenment. Just as the lotus grew through the murky waters to blossom into a pristine flower, so too had the Buddha transcended the challenges of life to achieve spiritual purity. As she contemplated this, May also remembered the concept of nirvana, the state of ultimate liberation from suffering, which was often associated with the lotus. The lotus, she realized, represented not only the journey to enlightenment, but also the ultimate goal, a life free from suffering and full of inner peace and serenity. With these newfound insights, May returned to the village and shared her understanding of the lotus flower with the villagers. She explained how, just like the lotus, they too could rise above the difficulties and challenges in their lives to find a path toward inner peace and enlightenment. Inspired by May's wisdom, the villagers began to practice mindfulness and meditation, following the teachings of the Buddha. They learned to let go of attachment and ego, embracing the way of the lotus, and in doing so, they began to experience a deeper sense of tranquility and compassion in their daily lives. Over time, the village and its people flourished, their hearts and minds blooming like the lotus in the pond. May continued to cultivate the lotus garden, and the lotus flowers served as a constant reminder of the journey to enlightenment and the potential for transformation within each and every person. As the years passed, the village became a place of harmony, where the beauty of the lotus and the teachings of Buddhism were interwoven into the very fabric of daily life. May, now older and wiser, found solace in the lotus pond, knowing that she had found her own path to enlightenment through her understanding of the lotus flower and its deep connection to Buddhism. And so, in the tranquil village by the lotus pond, the story of May and the lotus lived on, a reminder of the potential for growth, transformation, and enlightenment in the hearts of all those who sought to follow the teachings of the Buddha.